The Real Show is brought to you by UCS Facility Management Limited, Omni Basic Bank, and Dewdrop Hand Sanitizer.
Okay, so we have in the studios of The Real Show, Honorable Gladys Addo Osei. She is the District Assemblywoman of the Obojo electoral area, and I am honored to have you, ma'am. You look amazing, like I said. I already told her there's offsets. I love your dress.
Thank you so much.
The fact that you're wearing print and all of that. And you look so young.
Thank you.
Is that a secret? Your skin and everything.
Thank you.
If there's a secret, please share with us. Okay, so how long have you been in public service?
Okay, so from 2015 to now, about 6 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
How has it been? I mean, generally, when it comes to anything with governance or parliament or politics, is usually male-dominated. So being a woman in public service for this number of years, how has the service been, like the experience? Okay,
so the District Assembly level, we do the local governance as part of the decentralized concept. So it's been educative because I've learned a lot when I came into the terrain, and it's been fun, and it's also challenging sometimes, but all in all, at least you are meeting the needs of the people, and that is the focal point. Yes. So it's been very interesting and very educative. There are things that had it not been me being an assemblywoman, I didn't know that it was happening in our society. But now you have the positive side, you've seen the negative side, the positive side, how we can sustain or maintain it. Then the negative side, how we can also bring up intervention to solve it, yes.
Okay, great. Now, looking at campaign, let's look at your whole journey. Okay. What did you have to do to become the District Assemblywoman of the Obojo electoral area? I mean, through the campaign, the election process, share with us. If there's someone else who's also looking to be like you soon or someday, what would you say you would have to do to go through the whole process? Okay, so if you have passion for community work, if you're an affable person, if you can relate to people well, I think you can do well in politics. So for me, it's first and foremost the passion for community work, community development. I actually wanted to be an agent of change to see what I can also contribute to bring up development in where I live. So 2015, before I assumed the position, I realized that we lacked certain amenities in terms of our road network wasn't all that good. Water, potable water wasn't, in all the areas. Visibility in terms of street lights. So that actually pushed me to get into it, to see how best I can also bring up development. So yeah, it's been challenging. It's been, how should I put it? It's been very, very challenging, but at the end of the day, you are able to, yes, it's fulfilling. You're able to get intervention to solve some of these issues. Being a woman and being in a male-dominated... My next question. I was going to ask you, how does it feel?
Yeah, being in a male-dominated area, I think it wasn't easy. You actually had to do the extra or go the extra mile to actually reach your goal. So for me, I'll first and foremost attribute the glory to God, first and foremost, because I believe in the supernatural force. You can set up a vision, you can have a goal, but I believe that there's a supernatural that also help you unleash your vision. So I thank God for helping me to win and serving my second term. And I think the people of Obojo, I am so grateful. I mean, the trust, the love that they gave me and the trust that they have in me, that I'll be the right person to bring up some development into the community. It's actually amazing. My family, my friends, and those around, opinion leaders, I mean, supporting you, encouraging you, giving you the hope that it is possible. You know, although you're a woman, it is possible, you can do it. In this terrain, you have a lot of perception that if you're a woman, you can be in politics, because we all know a lot of things that people say in terms of the negative. But I tell people that, hey, you know yourself better. You have to ensure that you keep your eye focused on what you want to attain. And the propaganda will come, the distractions will come. But with God, with determination, with perseverance, I think you can attain what you want to attain. So these are some of the things that actually helped me to, I mean, get to where I am today.
Well said. Yeah. And actually, what would you say is your role as an assemblywoman? Like, fill us in, let people understand that it's not just about thinking that, oh, you had a couple of projects and that is it. Or sometimes we feel if somebody is in a position, then it means they are just handed over a certain amount of money and they just do one or two and then that is it. Fill us in, let people understand what it means to be an assemblywoman. Yeah.
Okay, so being an assemblywoman, as I initially reiterated, we are doing the local governance as part of the decentralized concept. So when we talk about decentralization, we are talking about central government unleashing some of its powers to the local level. So bringing governance to the doorsteps of the people. So when you have the bigger picture, like the bigger cake up there at the central governance, they give the municipality the autonomy to also slash it down to the doorsteps of the people. So when you come to the assembly, okay, or you look at the decentralized structure, you find the RCC, you find the metro, you find the municipality, you find the district, and it's scaled down to the town council, to the unit committee. So that's where we operate, the local governance system. And when you look at the hierarchy, we have the municipality. I am in the municipality, so I'll talk from the municipality side of it. So that's where we are. So assembly member, we have to be elected. We have elected assembly members. So when you take Adenta, Ogbojo is within the Adenta municipality. So when you take Ogbojo, I manage 7 areas. We have 12 areas that make up the one municipality, which is Adenta. So within my jurisdiction, I have 7 areas, sub areas that I manage. Okay, so for my role as an assemblywoman, I need to play a liaison role between the people and the government through the municipality. So I pick up their issues, their needs. Then we have a zonal council. So for Adenta, we slash it to 4. We have Bentana, we have Suchuna, we have Ni Ashali, and we have Osei. So for where Ogbojo is, we fall within the Ni Ashali zonal council, still scaling down power to the doorstep of the people. So we pick up the issues, the needs from the people. We go to assembly meeting, the zonal council meetings, we make up recommendation, then it goes to general assembly. Then you also had to engage the people in communal labor, cleanups, ensure that the sanitation, environmental issues are being kept through, you know, asking them to come and do communal labor. As an assemblywoman, you also need to lobby for projects to your community. You have to look also from friends, philanthropies, wherever you can get projects to come in. You have to know the government policies, you know, because you're also a rep, mini rep, and explain the policies to the people. Example, we have the maybe public school. I have 2 public schools within my electoral area. Recently, we've been to one of the school, Bojo Basic School, furniture. Furniture has been budgeted into the year budget. You have to explain it to the people that, hey, government is bringing furniture through the municipality to you, you need to let them know. In as much that you pick their issues to the assembly, you also have to inform them in case there's any policy. The legislature, who is the MP is part of the assembly but with no votes. So when it comes from parliament, the MP joins the assembly meeting, tells us what the policy are. You also have to scale it down to the citizens so that there's that kind of communication, So that is basically the role of an assembly member, yeah.
Whew. I mean, if my studio audience was here, I would say, let's give you a round of applause because that is a lot of work. I mean, and you mentioned something that we used to see a lot more back in the day, community work. We used to see a lot of our families come together. You see your neighbor's parents and your own parents with yourself, holding bros, sweeping the gutters. We don't see that much these days. What is it? Is it that it's difficult to reach people to get them to understand? Or like, how is that now on a low?
Okay, so I think, the government again has there's sanitation campaigns that they are running through, and the government is very careful or maybe passionate about sanitation and environmental issues. So with the participation being low, I will speak for Bojo. I mean, for Bojo, the people, anytime there's a cleanup, they do come. Great. You get them participate, especially the youth, the churches, because we circulate the circular around that this day there will be a cleanup, and you see them joining. But for COVID, where COVID came, I think this time it has slowed down that a bit. But we are planning, and the environmental directors at the district are coming with a schedule that will see more of such, since the government also has an oversight over our environment and how we will curb down the sanitational issues within our communities. Maybe I also say that parents have to encourage their kids to join communal labor, and the churches also have to let their youth come out to come and participate. Anytime that there's that exercise within the community they find themselves in, that would also let them know that they have a civic responsibility to contribute their quota towards development as far as sanitation and environmental is concerned.
Great. Now let's look at the polarized atmosphere of politics in general. Okay. Do you think it has an effect on you as a non-partisan person? Does it affect your work in any way?
Okay, so with the effects, I think that we all have affiliation, we all vote. So when you come to our level, okay, you clearly see, in reality, we say that it's non-partisan per law, but in reality, it's not like that. I think some time back, because of this, you go to the assembly, we can easily tell who is in party A, party B, party C, So I think the government of Ghana some time back wanted to engage the citizenry through referendum as to whether the district assembly elections to be done on a partisan basis, but that didn't come on because that didn't come on. So as it is now, per law and per our constitution, it's non-partisan. Okay. But I think that I'll give two scenarios. On the positive side, if we should engage in the partisan way of our election as far as decentralized is concerned, it will help us because assembly, you have constraints, how to mobilize resources, financial constraints, how to even move your team to campaign. We don't have much resources, so we don't do the bigger platform campaigns. You have to do the house-to-house, door-to-door kind of campaign. Okay, but if the partisan comes in, they would support you with all this logistics, and you'll be happy to also be part of a party that will also assist you. And it also mobilize the people, motivate the people to come and vote, because at the end of the day, they know that, oh, this is my party person rooting out for a position. But as it is now, the level of participation is low. You have to do extra because at the end of the day, you don't have to show your colors. So who knows, that kind of thing. So that is the only way. But at the end of the day, we all know that this is what happens in reality. But per constitution, it's non-partisan.
Thanks for being candid. Now, you mentioned your passion in helping or giving back to society, and it has clearly shown, because you didn't end just with your position as the District Assemblywoman of the Obojo electoral area, but you also have an NGO. Can you please tell us about that? Okay,
so Maralita Care Foundation, it's a baby. Let me put it that we are nurturing. Okay. I'm passionate about how we can source for intervention and help people. So actually that was the motivation to get the NGO in place. Initially, I would just mobilize 1 or 2 here and do a few programs. I called the vulnerable kids or the marginalized, and we do a program for them. But I realized that the number of people were getting higher, and I can't sustain it alone. So that's when the idea came that, okay, I can do this and use it as a tool, as a wheel, to also solicit for more interventions for people. So that is the main brain behind it. The NGO is Maralita Care Foundation. It's actually, yes. Yes, so it's actually a baby that we are nurturing. So Maralita is carved from Maranatha. Oh, okay. So I picked the first 4 letters from the Maralita, then Talita. So
that's interesting.
Maranatha is Christ has come, or Christ is coming, and Talita is rise up. So I picked the last 5 from Talita. So the Lita and the Mara, then I join it together to become Maralita Care Foundation. Wow. Why that? Because
that's creative, actually.
Yeah, one day we will all pass on, whether we like it or not. Whether you are rich, you are poor. It's written in the good books that it's appointed unto man one to die. After death, there will be judgment. We pray that God will let us live to witness every good thing in this land of the living. But Israel, one day will pass on. So in as much that we are thinking about our ambitions, we are thinking about achievements, we should also think about when we will leave this earth and the legacy that you will leave behind. So I put this together, and it always tells me that, hey, one day Christ will. So you live today as if it's your last. What you have to do, you have to find yourself doing. So it's some kind of drive. So that is the Maralita Care Foundation. And since its inception, we've been able to get some 1 or 2 interventions. Maralita has donated wheelchairs to some PWDs in the community. We've done programs where we gave out slightly used clothes. We package it nicely. We've given out some slightly used laptops. We've also done, I think the last one was in December before the elections. We did a stakeholders meeting with regards to vigilantism, before the election, so that the youth will know that there's no need to fight. You had to go and vote peacefully and come. So, yeah, we've seen 1 or 2, 3. Then another, I think, NGO also supported in building a structure. There used to be this community nurse in one of the suburbs under Obojo that they sit under the tree to perform their community nurse work. So this company came in and did a suitable container for them to operate. And I think during COVID too, we had some NGOs also coming in to do the WISE Intelligentsia came to give us PPEs. We have other 2 NGOs also coming to give PPE. And as it speaks now, they do antenatal, they check, they do the minor health screening there. So the whole idea is to reach out to people. Yeah.
Great. I mean, this is very good news. Very good. The fact that what you already do, or your position already push you in a seat or it places you at a point where you have to do things for society, yet you go the extra mile to do all this. I mean, if everybody else would learn from this, I mean, Ghana would be definitely a better place to be. And I'm actually happy that you're doing this. The people of Obojo, thank you. On their behalf, I'm saying this. Now, let's look at how you juggle all this with family.
Okay, so, well, you agree with me that women are jugglers and we do a lot of things. I mean, we are multitasked. You have your family, you have yourself, you have your career, you have your community. But through it all, I would first and foremost give thanks to God for grace. When people ask me, Gladys, how do you do it? But one thing that I've learned is that if you think about people's issue, God is in His own infinite wisdom have a way of sustaining you. So with family and the work, I think my family has also been very supportive. You need to have manage your time well, effectively. You need to plan well so that you know when to do this, when to drop the kids, when to attend to family, and when to also attend to the community. There should be timelines. Then you need to also learn how to delegate. Because, look, I'm not a superwoman. I can't do it all. And, I mean, serving a second term, the population of the people that you have to serve has increased. So you can't do it all. So I fall sometimes on my team members. And every assembly member works with 5 unit committee members. So they also come in to help the family. I have team that also supports, so that's how we've been managing it. Yeah.
Great. Now, before we go, looking at your experience being a leader, a mom, somebody who is passionate about giving back to society, working with a team and all of that, what would you tell us, or what message would you give us to carry away with tonight?
Oh, so yeah, what I would say is that, okay, let me pick it from this perspective that on the national perspective, there's a song that I always like and it always motivates me.
I hope you're going to sing it for us.
No, Arise Ghana Youth.
Oh, okay.
For your country. Yes, that song. Okay. Yes, the nation demands your devotion. Yes, and the chorus is we are all involved. So it's not. Oh yeah. It's not only about the president. It's not only about the MP. It's not only about. We are all involved as Ghanaians. When COVID came in, they said that everybody should stay
indoors.
Thank you. Stay at your country. So we had to assist the higher hierarchy, governance, to let it work. If government bring or unleashes a vision, I think the onus lies on the citizenry to all rally behind it and let it work. I see vision as planting a seed. You don't just plant a seed and it grows just like that. You water it, you till the sun. Gradually, it takes time before it grows up, it bears fruits, and everybody enjoys. So we should give space, we should give ourselves time, and we should know that we are all involved. When it sings, we are involved. When we are successful, we are all involved. But I will say that everybody should come on board because we are all Ghanaians. And whoever that we see as heads, we should support that person. Then the other one is a song, I think, we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make it this world a better place. Yes. There's a chant, that song. Thank you. Just you and me. Yes. There's nobody that will do it better than you and me. Sometimes you keep pointing fingers at somebody had to do it. If you listen to the lyrics or you see the lyrics, say that it's not about somebody, it's about you. And we have to start showing love. We have to start giving out. What we have, we have to start giving it out. whatever thing that you have to start giving. And that is where this place will be a better place for us to live in. Then the last word I will end with a quote by Theodore Roosevelt. He said that nobody cares about how much you know until they know how much you care for them. You know, at the end of the day, we have a lot of people who know it all, professors, bankers, whatever. But until you start impacting, and impacting, you have to mentor, you have to coach others, so that we don't fade off. If we have like a politician, when we were young, we used to hear about great names. Today, we don't hear about them. The question is, are they impacting? Have you picked 2 or 3 young girls that you are mentoring? Are you coaching other generations to come? So that when you face off, when you retire, you know that there's another 3 times you that will take up from you. So these are some of the things that I think as citizens, as a country, we should be, so that we don't fade off with our talents until we impact, until we get to share what is within us. We are not going anywhere. And succession planning comes to play. Yes. Then you don't have to hold on to position, because at the end of the day, you know that you have nurtured 2, 3 people that can impact or unleash whatever vision that you have.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I mean, you've imparted so much tonight, and I am honored that I had you in this segment. And yes, if you are listening, yes, this is a night of motivation. I know that you have picked a lot of things for your life tonight, and you are going to go on out there and be a better person.